The human brain possesses an incredible system. We can talk, think critically, dream. Everyone has the same abilities, but some people are very different. They see the world in a way that is far beyond everyone else. We don't know what's happening inside those minds. Take Einstein, for instance, a name dedicated to explaining the laws governing the universe, challenging topics like time, space, and matter, the father of theories. However, if we look at inventions that shape our present and make human life easier, there's one name that stands out, someone who could make all other inventors seem a bit amateur in comparison: Nikola Tesla. In my opinion, Tesla's place among all inventors and scientists is truly unique. He had one of the rarest minds you could ever encounter. For instance, as a child, he could memorize an entire book, word for word, design a project or invention perfectly in his mind without errors, and didn't stop there. He made it his mission to bring these mental creations to life. Nowadays, when we say Tesla, the new generation might think of cars. Most people's knowledge about Tesla is, unfortunately, second-hand, and more importantly, shallow. It feels like we're not giving this incredible intellect the value it deserves. So, let's change that. Let's explore who Nikola Tesla was and how he reshaped the world we live in today. And to paint the full picture, let's start from the very beginning. His childhood. Tesla, of Serbian origin, was born in 1856 in a small village within the Austrian Empire, in what we know today as Croatia. There was a fierce storm the night Nikola Tesla was born. Lightning and thunder. The midwife assisting in the delivery, who was superstitious, saw this as a bad omen and said the child would have a dark fate. However, his mother replied, "No, my child will be a child of light." Later on, seeing that both of them were right is quite heartbreaking. Even as a child, Tesla showed signs of being extraordinary. In high school, he could solve integral equations in his head. His teachers were so stunned by this talent that they thought he was cheating. On the other hand, he had a photographic memory. He could recall anything he saw, down to the smallest detail. Unsurprisingly, Tesla graduated from high school much earlier than his peers, but at the age of 17, he faced death's door when he contracted cholera, a widespread epidemic of the time. He was very close to dying and spent 9 months bedridden. During this terrifying struggle, he saw an opportunity and told his father, "Let me study engineering, and I'll live." His father, who wanted him to become a priest or a soldier, was deeply moved by Tesla's condition and, thinking it might be his last wish, agreed. Miraculously, Tesla recovered quickly, and his father kept his promise, allowing him to study engineering at university. This decision would completely change the course of history as we know it. Tesla, seeking to escape a 3-year mandatory military service, spent a long time living in the mountains and in nature after recovering. Later, he enrolled at the Graz University of Technology in Austria. At the age of 21, he was consistently earning top grades and could speak 8 languages. Tesla was the best student in the university. His professors were so impressed that one even wrote a letter to his father, warning that Tesla might overwork himself to death. However, during his second year, things began to take a downturn. Tesla developed a gambling addiction, lost his scholarship, and by his 3rd year, had gambled away all his allowances and stipends. At one point, he managed to win back more than he had lost, and even sent money to his family. But unfortunately, his addiction caused his university education to come to an abrupt end. In his final year, Tesla severed all ties with his family and friends to hide the fact that he had dropped out of school. His disappearance was so sudden that his friends thought he had died. Tesla then moved to Maribor in Slovenia, where he worked at a local engineering firm. His father later visited him, urging him to return home, but Tesla refused. With the help of his uncles, Tesla later moved to Prague, where he sought to resume his academic studies at Charles Ferdinand University. However, since he didn't know Czech, he couldn't officially enroll. Nevertheless, Tesla attended classes and spent most of his time in the Clementinum Library. Later, Tesla moved to Budapest, where he worked for a telephone company. He made countless improvements to telephone systems and ensured their smooth operation. Eventually, through certain connections, Tesla secured a position at Edison Continental Company in France. This marked the beginning of Tesla's association with Edison, although they hadn't yet met. At Edison's Continental Company's Paris branch, Tesla worked as a technician, tasked with solving issues related to Edison's direct current technology. Every day, different locations experienced short circuits and explosions, and Tesla was sent to resolve these problems. He worked so efficiently that he quickly caught everyone's attention. But his most significant assignment came during the opening of a German railway station in Strasbourg. During the ceremony, attended by Germany's Emperor Wilhelm I, a major explosion caused by a short circuit almost cost the emperor his life. Tesla was immediately sent to fix the problem. As expected, Tesla solved the issue permanently, but by then, he was convinced that direct current technology was inadequate. He firmly believed in the need to invest in alternative current AC. In 1885, Tesla proposed redesigning Edison's perpetually malfunctioning DC motors and generators. Edison, impressed by the idea, promised Tesla $1 million, in today's value, if he succeeded. Tesla quickly went to work, simplifying and improving the designs, making them more reliable. These designs were so advanced that they are still used today, from household appliances to water pumps and even Tesla cars. However, when Tesla completed the job and asked Edison for payment, Edison laughed and said, "Tesla, you don't seem to understand American humor." This was the first time Edison deceived Tesla. Tesla was furious when he realized he'd been deceived. He immediately quit his job and left Edison's company. In his mind, he was determined to find a way to develop his alternating current AC project. But first, Tesla had to find a way to make a living. He took on all sorts of odd jobs and worked tirelessly. One day, fortune smiled upon Tesla. A businessman named Alfred Brown, who had heard about Tesla's AC system, immediately invested in his ideas and provided funding. With the money he received, Tesla founded his own company, Tesla Electric Light and Manufacturing. This was the beginning of the most productive years of his life. Tesla developed the famous induction motor, a key piece of technology for alternating current systems. As Tesla's inventions and patents grew, meanwhile, Thomas Edison, a strong advocate of DC systems, saw the war of currents between the two men. Edison launched a smear campaign against Tesla's AC system. He claimed it was dangerous and even began electrocuting animals in public demonstrations to turn people against alternating current. But Tesla wasn't swayed. He continued working and presenting his ideas to the world. In 1893, at the Chicago World's Fair, Tesla and Westinghouse demonstrated the capabilities of alternating current by illuminating the entire fairgrounds. This event not only marked the defeat of Edison's DC system, but also cemented Tesla's reputation as a true genius. Tesla's contributions didn't stop there. He later focused on wireless communication, developing the first radio transmitter and receiver. In 1901, Tesla began working on his most ambitious project, the Wardenclyffe Tower, aimed at providing free wireless electricity to the entire world. However, financial challenges caused the project to fail. Investors pulled out, leaving Tesla in dire financial straits. Tesla's later years were marked by increasing isolation and poverty. He spent his final days living in a small hotel room, feeding pigeons and working on his scientific theories. Despite the hardships he faced, Tesla never stopped dreaming. His inventions laid the foundation for countless technologies we use today, from wireless communication to renewable energy systems. Nikola Tesla passed away on January 7, 1943, at the age of 86. Although he died alone and unrecognized for much of his life, the world now acknowledges him as one of the greatest inventors and visionaries in history. In his own words, "The present is theirs. The future, for which I really worked, is mine." Tesla's name and legacy shine brighter than ever, reminding us of the power of imagination, perseverance, and the human spirit. Let me know if there's anything you'd like to adjust or elaborate further.